Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you tonight is I wanted to put together 3 clips which gun controllers, known gun controllers, have done in the past week or 2 weeks to highlight for anyone who has any questions where they are going, what their issue is, and what their determined outcome is. This is something you're all going to need to send out, please, and everything will be linked in the description box below for further review. Now, of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We are dispensing freedom twice daily, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. But now, my brothers and sisters, what I'm going to do today is a little bit different. Traditionally, I'll do videos with one piece of content. We'll break it down, we'll analyze it, and we'll basically interpret it, how it applies to our freedoms across the nation and passing on to the next generation. However, this one, I'm going to put together 3 different pieces of information that gun controllers have done, and we've done videos on, over the past about 2 weeks that should give everyone watching pause about their true outcome and destination. This is for independents. This is for Democrats who do not go along with this type of extreme rhetoric and approach. Listen to what they're targeting in here, please, and send this one out to anyone that would resonate with this message, because this is bigger than just what they're talking about. This is our American freedoms. All right, let's get it. That's the intro. Here's the first one. This is around due process. This is a constitutional right, due process. This is what the gun controllers show it as. Check this out.
So this was probably one of the last things we ended up getting done.
It's a tricky business.
And those due process rights that now apply to every blue state, in addition to every red state, are in there because, you know, people like Tom were driving a hard bargain.
Republicans, Tom Tillis in this case, were driving a hard bargain. And now blue states have due process rights. Independents and Democrats, if you're watching this, understand he just granted you due process because of a negotiation point. The big dirty secret there is the due process was yours already. They just gave you what you already had, which means they had to strip it from you in the first place. Understand what he just said. But now, just to keep the momentum going, I'm going to cover something that was on The View this morning, or yesterday, that I covered in a video this morning. This is a particular part around censorship. Again, this is freedom of speech. First one was due process. This is freedom of speech. This is Sunny Hostin. This is a gun controller on the media side. First person was Chris Murphy, senator. Here we go.
I'm actually not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm pleased that you are, and I'm pleased that you are.
You do agree that he should be allowed to say whatever he wants.
Because as a lawyer, when I put my legal hat on,
yeah, okay.
I don't believe in censorship.
Right.
However, this man is from Macon, Georgia.
It's an odd thing to say for somebody who is proponent of gun control, isn't it? Or freedom of speech, or any of the values that we have as United States citizens. It's a right. So censorship, of course, I don't agree with any kind of censorship until I take my lawyer hat off. However, he's from Macon, Georgia. So now the censorship is applicable because he's from a specific city and town. So what are they saying there? And understand, this is Sunny Hostin. This is a leftist through and through. This is someone who goes for gun control 100%, who was for the protest in 2020, and I'm being kind just so I can get along down the road. And now she's going after Jason Aldean for a song that he wrote, not to mention all the other musical lyrics that are in a different type of genre that she said nothing about whatsoever. But she's going after, when I have my lawyer hat on, censorship is, of course, not okay. However, ... Again, if you are an independent, or you are a mild conservative, or you are a Democrat who's not down with this wokeness, this is what they're facing. So far, we've covered due process, and now we're covering censorship and freedom of speech. Okay, now let's go to another freedom of speech piece to again highlight the continuity, and this only happened in the last 2 weeks. They are not stopping with gun control. They are only doing this because guns are easier than free speech. Check this out. They will come for all the rights. Gillibrand, this is a United States Senator in New York. Gillibrand touts bill to ban 3D printed gun blueprints. These are digital files. This is sharing of information. This is freedom of speech. You don't believe me? Look at the next piece here. And again, all of this together makes a very startling and scary case. New York. Getting a gun in New York City is easier with a router than a Ruger, so Senator Kristen Gillibrand, Democrat New York, hopes the 3D Printed Gun Safety Act of 2023, which bans internet distribution of blueprints for 3D printed firearms, will suppress the burgeoning illegal pipeline of homemade, untraceable ghost guns both locally and nationwide, which bans internet distribution of blueprints. This is documentation. These are free speech items, not converting them into a physical item, literally just sharing a digital item. This is an egregious affront to First Amendment issues. So now you have what I just showed you. Again, Democrats and independents. This is not about Republican or Democrat. This is leftist. This is control state stuff. You've got Chris Murphy in that first clip talking about we granted due process rights as part of the negotiation. And now blue states have it too. Even though the entire time due process is a constitutionally protected right, it's in there, all right? It's not like it's all of a sudden we get it. The second one with Sonny Hostin. Well, I agree with, I am completely against censorship when I have my lawyer hat on. However, he is from Macon, Georgia. Okay? That's two very concerning things. And now third, we're now putting forward bills. That's what she did. She introduced a bill in the Senate, the United States Senate, to squelch free speech across the board just because she doesn't like the outcome, which are already illegal in her state. If you hear nothing from any of the stuff that we cover, we focus on the why. We focus on where the outcome is so we can pass freedom to the next generation. This is bigger than the individual fight. I just highlighted these things only happened in the last 2 weeks. This is where they're going. They know no bounds. They know no constitutional controls. They want control, and that is what this is about. First Amendment, Second Amendment, I promise you they are not going to stop on the second. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think of this style of format and the content down in the description box, or in the comments field. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.